Ladies and gentlemen, Noth the Plaguebringer in heroic mode can be quite tough because he punishes you for having minions out. Not if you have a deck with almost no minions. Last game I came super close. I had a bunch of outs, also a couple of small misplays which cost me. This is a Miracle Rogue deck with even fewer minions than usual, and Malagos to make it fun.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Do we backstab that? Sure. There's not duplicate because I believe that triggers on the... even if he already... Okay, I have gadgets on this time. Last time did not draw either, which was frustrating. The counter spell. Don't mind too much if it is.
Here we go.
Start getting some damage in. Might have to take that to the face. I think I should. What else could I get to finish it off and eviscerate? I don't think I have things do 2 damage. Blade Flurry. Oh, now that's pretty tempting to save. Gadgets on, prep Blade Flurry. I think I might do that and just take the 4 to the face now. Play more stuff. Yep, gonna go for it. Get some card draw. I don't think he'll Plague just a 4/4.
Job's done.
Duplicate? Oh, it was duplicate. So it's weird. I feel like sometimes it triggers on the same play it comes into. I guess it's the Death Rattle order. Like if the Mad Scientist dies before the other thing gets out. Alright, so that didn't die, which is nice. Probably want to sap one of these. This thing is gonna die, unfortunately. I don't think I can get around that. Oh, if I had another mana, I could take it out with the weapon. That's a pity. That is a very good combo. Assassin's Blade plus Blade Flurry.
Time to pay.
Here we go.
Okay, we got him down to 31 health. We have 6, 10, 14 burst, but and a bunch of Assassin's Blade burst. However, the gadget's on will die soon. Give him another 5/5 out. I think we combo something for Eviscerate here. 5 and 2. It's a spell though, it might... I think this is too important to play. Oh fuck, that's gonna destroy my weapon I just put down.
Here we go.
Well, I may as well destroy it myself anyway. More duplicates. Still getting in a lot of damage. 14 and 4 is 18. Very close to lethal. 4, 5, 6, 8 mana. Wait, do I have lethal? 6, 10, 14, 18, and 4 is 22. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Miracle Rogue. Spread out the fun.
I don't have enough mana.
Yeah, Miracle Rogue's pretty sweet. Don't know if you guys have heard of this deck. Should have won the last game, I'll win this one. Noth the Plaguebringer. Sorry, couldn't kill my gadgets on, and you paid heavily for that. This was just not his day, never gets tired of that joke. So here's the deck, which I've slightly ironically named Minions. It's, like I said earlier, it's like Miracle Rogue, except even fewer minions than usual, and even more what would usually be considered win conditions. Here they're just in there because you need even more damage than usual. Your double Shadow Step Leroy with Cold Bloods is not even enough, so you need more things in there. Quickly go through it. I'll go through it pretty quick, just highlight the differences from Miracle Rogue. Backstabs are standard removal. Preps, just to give you card draw with your gadgets on, and or let you test for counterspell. That's what I messed up in the first game. I had a Blade Flurry that would have done so much work, failed due to counterspell when I should have tested it with prep. Shadow Steps for your Leroy. You have 2 Cold Bloods for extra damage. Often you only run 1, but you need extra damage in here, and you have extra slots because you don't have the usual minions like Van Cleef and Earthen Ring Farseer and Azure Drake and SI7 Agent and all of those because they die too quickly and give him extra 5/5s. Deadly Poison, you have double Blade Flurry, usually you only run 1, most likely. Combos really well with Deadly Poison and your Assassin's Blade. You will need to clear his board at some point, like he'll get a bunch of minions out that you don't have SI7 agents, so your backstabs and eviscerates just won't really keep up. Betrayal is in there for a bit more removal as well. Sinister Strike for the extra damage, combos so well with Malagos. On turn 10 you can play Malagos and Sinister Strike for 8 damage. A couple of those are suddenly 16 extra damage. Can be tons of fun. Blade Flurry for clearing the board, as we said. Betrayal, it's very situational. Sometimes it's a complete lifesaver, and other times it's just awkward. It's not really going to kill anything valuable, but it's in there. Because you need a little bit of extra punch to deal with his board. Saps are to just buy you time. He does have quite a few taunts with Abominations and Unstable Ghouls, so it can be critical for your winning strike as well. It can also just lure him into playing more stuff. Like, if he puts out an Abomination, you can often sap it, he'll play it again, and have like 2 health minions on the board, then you like eviscerate it after a Sinister Strike or something, and it clears his own board. The AI is not too smart about playing Abomination, only to kind of your detriment. Shivs, just to accelerate your card draw, combos well with gadgets on. If you have Malagos out, that's 6 damage to a 6 damage draw a card, that's pretty nice. Fan of Knives, just in here for card draw, it can... he often does get things... It's not uncommon, it sounds very situational, but it's not uncommon that he like has an Abomination out and some things at 3 health. So you really want to like Fan of Knives to get like the Undertakers that have grown back down to 2 and then like eviscerate the Abomination or hit it with your weapon and it wipes his board. So even though it's expensive for dealing 1 damage to all enemy minions and you don't have spell damage here other than Malagos, who's expensive of course, it turns out that this is useful. Leroy, obviously, you only want to use him to combo with Shadow Steps. You don't want to put him out earlier. You're not even running Conceal because he has Plague, which can just wipe your board even if you have things concealed. So you don't want to put Leroy out because he'll just die and give them a 5/5. I mean, even in a normal game, you don't really want to put out Leroy unless you're killing him at the end or like concealing him. Assassin's Blade, I consider running 2. Be careful of the Skeletal Smith, which will destroy this with its Death Rattle, but you do just need more burst. Combos really well with Deadly Poison, of course, and Blade Flurry. Gadgets on for card draw, the usual. It's like your 1 minion in here, which is like... Leroy you'll only play at the end. Malagos is hard to kill. Gadgets on's the only ones which are like easy-ish to kill, but you just have to put it in here for the card draw, like what's Miracle Rogue without gadgets on? You can win without drawing him, because if you can get Malagos out, you're pretty far ahead. There's a trick with Malagos I'll get into in a sec, but so you can win without gadgets on, but it helps, like always with Miracle Rogue. You get a lot more cards, have a lot more options, and can find a way to kill him more easily if you get a gadgets on out. Malagos, Malagos, if he stays out a few turns, just does so much work. Like, all your damage spells, Eviscerate becomes 9 damage, Shiv is 6 damage, draw a card, Fan of Knives is 6 damage to the board, draw a card, Sinister Strikes are suddenly 8 damage to the enemy hero, everything becomes like way overpowered. Blade Flurry benefits from the extra 5, so even if you don't have a deadly poisoned weapon, just your regular Wicked Knife will be doing 1 plus 5, 6 damage to the board. You suddenly can just deal with the board so well if you have other cards. The trick with Malagos is it sounds weird, but you kind of don't want him out there by himself. Usually you'd think you do, because he's less likely to die to minions, but the AI usually won't run like all their minions into him. Hopefully he doesn't have like a whole board that could trade anyway, but if he has a couple minions out, he's not going to run it into Malagos and finish him off. He's just going to hit you in face, so your Malagos will stay alive. However, if you clear the board then play Malagos, if Malagos is the only one out there, he might play Plague, which kills Malagos and replaces him with a 5/5 for your opponent, which is a real bummer. Also worth noting that Malagos plus Sinister Strike is immediately 8 damage. Malagos Prep, something like Eviscerate, is already, Malagos Prep Eviscerate Sinister Strike is suddenly 17 damage straight to the face. It's really fun to play with Malagos, what can I say? Put him in if you have him. It just gives you a whole bunch of extra win conditions, and you need to do a lot of damage to the enemy. Anyway, so that's the very low on minions Miracle Rogue deck that can take down Noth the Plaguebringer pretty reliably, I'd say, unless you get a really bad draw. Be careful though. I lost my first game by making a mistake where you need to test for counterspell if you have like a critical Blade Flurry, so preparation's usually a good way to test for that. The other mistake I made was not using my Cold Bloods aggressively. Like, I could have used them on earlier turns. I was waiting for kind of a final blow, but if I'd hit it with Malagos, then he played taunts, A-bombs, and I was down to 1 health, so I couldn't get through that and had used my saps. But I did have a Sinister Strike that would have finished him off if I'd used my Cold Blood earlier. So be aggressive with doing a lot of damage if you're not going to die the next turn, to give yourself options to get around taunts. And it's a lot of fun to play. Good way to take out Noth the Plaguebringer on heroic mode, since you're not running many minions, and that's the key to his hero power. Have fun!